In the parasha this week, Parashat Behar, at the beginning of the parasha, by the way, Hashem said, "V'daber Adonai al Moshe behar Sinai v'yele'emor daber al bnei Israel." And he says to him, "Ki tavo el haaretz." This is important as you prepare to come to the land. Now, you always have to understand what the land represents. In this literature of the Zohar and in the Midrash, the Haaretz always represent the Shekhinah. Always, always. The union with the Shekhinah. That's why entering to the land is a union. It's a wedding. It represents a wedding. And it's something very important for us to understand. God is preparing them already for what is coming ahead of them. And they're going to enter into a battle for the land before them, which is part of the Geulah. This is something that we fail to understand sometimes, that part of redemption, when we're talking about even salvation, which is personal, redemption is a corporate, that salvation, listen to me very carefully to what I'm telling you right now, that salvation, which ultimately lead to redemption, include the land, include the earth, include the place we are living in. And God is preparing them here in this Torah portion for a battle and a war that is going to be taking place. He's already telling them, here's what you're going to need to do when you enter to the land. And he's giving them all of those mitzvot. I want to remind you, when they are outside the land, they are not inside the land. Why? Because God makdim trufa lemaka. He gives them the remedy before the battle. And that's often what God does. He's preparing us ahead of time. Now, there is a great mystery and there is great secret in this parasha this week that you might or might not have caught, and I want to bring it to you. I want to take you to the back end of the chapter 25, and I want to show you the kingdom principle that Hashem is giving us. Listen to what it says. First line. ובכל ארץ אחוזתכם גאולה תיתנו לארץ. Throughout the land that you hold, you must provide for the redemption of the land. This is a very important principle that sometimes we are missing. What do you mean here? Geulah titnu la'aretz. I thought it's God who is going to bring Geulah to the land. But what God is telling us here in the parasha, that Geulah, which is the corporate salvation, which is called redemption, is dependent upon us rather than depending upon Him. And the question that you have to ask yourself today, what is it that we must do to redeem the land, to redeem your city, to redeem your family? The Aretz represent all of this. It represents your family on the micro level. It represents your relationship. It represents your city. It represents your county. It represents your state. And ultimately, it represents the nation that you are living in. And God is saying something incredible for us here. Geulah titnu la'aretz. I want this principle to sink in with you today. God is not responsible for Geulah. It is rather us who are responsible for Geulah. And this is a fundamental difference between Judaism and Christianity. Christianity thinks that Yeshua is going to come and Yeshua is going to fix everything. That's what they say, rapture us out of here. So God will come and God will fix everything. Judaism teaches the exact opposite. Geulah titnu la'aretz. If you want to experience a corporate redemption, if you want to experience a corporate revival, it is up to you. And in this entire portion, God highlights to us how we bring Geulah to the world. How we bring Geulah to the world. And this is the $1 million question that all of us have to be asking today. How do we bring Geulah to Klal Israel? This event in Romans 11:25, when Shaul says that all of Israel will be saved, that's the definition of Geulah. Remember, Teshua, salvation, is individual. Geulah is corporate. The corporate is not up to God. I know some of you today will be shaken by this, but I think the Torah is very, very clear here that it is up to each and every one of us to bring Geulah. But if we are to bring Geulah, it means that there is a war, there is a battle for the land. Today, there is a battle for the Aretz. And what is it? The Aretz represent the place where the Shekinah want to dwell. So make yourself a note in your mind. The battle for the land is a battle for all of the nations, for all of it. Where Eretz Israel is right in the middle, the land of Israel is in the middle, the Jewish people are in the middle, but it is a battle for everything. As Noach just saying, Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad. It is for all the nations. It's for everything. This is why the global vision here of Ahavat Ami International is so important. It cannot be focused just on America. It cannot be focused on just where it's easy. It cannot be focused only where there is money. It has to be going to the four corners of the earth. And especially now, it is a battle. And here God says, Geulah titnu la'aretz. You must provide Geulah for the land. But if you look carefully in Hebrew, there is a remez here, there is a secret here, there is something that we are lacking to see in the text. Look at the next slide. If you look carefully, you notice something, that the word Geulah, according to the Mesorah, Gimel, Aleph, Lamed, Hey, if you pay attention to this carefully, you notice that it is missing a letter. It's missing a letter. And you ask yourself, what letter does it miss? It misses, if you look carefully, it's missing the letter Vav. What does it mean that it's missing the letter Vav? This is something that I'm telling you right now from the heaven. It's something that you need to listen from Mishamayim. Every time we see the letter Vav missing, when Hashem created heaven and earth, in Genesis chapter 2, he says, Ve'ele toldot. And the word toldot have the complete Vav. Why? 2 Vavs. Because there are perfection in the world. There is no sin in the world yet. But from this point forward, the serpent come, tempted Adam and Eve. Every time we read the word toldot, the Vav is lacking. There is no more Vav. The Vav is always missing, as it is missing from the word Geulah. What does it mean that you see a word with a missing Vav? Vav is always represent the word Eliyahu, Elijah the prophet. It is a world before the coming of the Mashiach. It's a world that is not yet redeemed, that is ready to be redeemed, but is not redeemed yet. It's a world that is broken. The reason is the Vav is missing, because when the Vav is missing, it's a code for us. Brothers and sisters, it's a code for us that it's a broken world. When is it that redemption has to come to the world? In a broken world. Don't look at yourself today and say, I am a broken vessel, therefore I cannot bring Geulah to the world because I am broken, because I am missing a Vav. This type of thinking is a thinking that belongs in the pit. Geulah titnu la'aretz. Geulah is when things are broken. When you are broken, God can use you. When you are a broken vessel, God can use you. When you are in a broken situation, God can use you. When there are brokenness, God can still use a brokenness as a vessel of honor to bring Geulah to the world. Don't wait to have the Vav and say, God, I will serve you when I will be whole. No. God uses, even inside a broken world, Geulah titnu la'aretz. If the world is broken, by definition, you are broken. I'm going to say it to you again. If the world is broken, you are broken. And the reality is, without Mashiach, each and every one of us are broken. Let me start by saying that each vessel is broken. I want to dive a little bit deeper with you today and to share with you not only how to overcome the brokenness, which is very important that you overcome, but also I'm going to try to answer with you the question, how do you win the war that you're in right now? It's a war that looking to bring brokenness into the world. Where on the other side, Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad, that day the Lord will be one. God wants to bring a wholeness to the world, completion to the world. It's a war, Milchemet HaEmunah. It's a war between the brokenness to the fullness. Okay? Now God is saying here in the text that He's going to take things that are broken, and He still say to the broken things, Geulah titnu la'aretz, because the Vav is missing, you still commanded to bring fullness to the land. You are still commanded to bring fullness to the world around you. Again, the word aretz, the land, is represent your universe. Whatever is your universe, that's what God is speaking about here. In a very important book that we're going to look in a second on, called the Agra de Kala, okay, by Rabbi Elimelech, Tzvi Elimelech, well, in the late 1700s, we are going to look at the principle that the Torah is going to teach us. And again, he said here, throughout the land. Bechol achuzatchem. I want you to pay attention to do. Throughout the land. You are to do that. What are you to do? Listen to what the Agra de Kala is telling us today. Let's read together. It states that you are to bring Geulah. You are to usher Geulah throughout the land that you hold. Meaning, through the earthliness. Stop there. Stop there. You are to provide Geulah through the earthliness. We have to understand what it means throughout the earthliness. The term Geulah titnu la'aretz. You have two opposites. Look, Geulah and Aretz. Geulah is something very spiritual. Do you agree with me? It's something on the spiritual realm. But the Aretz, or the word here that we use, the land, is something physical. You have in the same sentence two complete abstract. Geulah, something belongs to the heaven, and the land is something physical. Now listen to what it said. It says that you must use the physical in a spiritual way. I'm going to say it again. Use the things that are physical in a spiritual way. Listen to what it says, and I quote. It states throughout the land that you hold, meaning that through the earthliness, we call it in Hebrew artziut, and physicality to which you are attached and held fast. If your intent is for the sake of good, to redeem the sparks of holiness, through this you will effect the redemption for the land. For when the sparks are finished being extracted from the klipa, the ask of evil, then all the klipot will be nullified and there will be an eternal redemption. Let's stop there and understand this. This is amazing. What is being taught here today, friends, it's a principle. My goodness, this is amazing. Let's take an example. Money. Is money something that belongs on earth? Yes. Is money a bad thing? Well, it depends what you do with your money. If your money, which is something earthy, something that is physical, things that are physical, is intended and use it to redeem sparks, then it is a wonderful thing. Yes, it is an earthly thing. But it is the earthly thing that is used for heavenly purposes. What the Agra de Kala is teaching us here today, that everything physical, anything physical, can be a good thing. We cannot think about the physical things to say all physical things are bad. No, physical things can be very good if they are used to extract from the klipot kedusha. Listen to what this means. Listen to this. Go back to the slide. It says, and the meaning of this verse is this: in all matters of earthliness that you hold unto, you should intend that through this earthliness there shall be a redemption into the land. I want to change the way that you are thinking. This is not an easy passage to understand, okay? Not at all. But I do want you to understand this passage today to the heart of the Messiah. Because what he's saying to us, everything that we have, everything that we possess, every physicality, all things call out shiur. Every physical interaction you have, everything that is in this world, I'm introducing you to a new concept today. It's called shiur. And what it is, listen to me carefully. It's something that is mundane, something that is physical. Oh, I come to another Shabbat. Oh, this rabbi is going to the same old philot again. Oh, it's the same liturgy. It's the same thing every week. It's mundane. Somebody's calling me and told me that, can't you just do different prayers? It's too artsy. It's too physical. Somebody called me the other day and said to me, oh, I'm going now to another teacher because they sing song, they don't do liturgy, and they sing different song every week. I like it better. I said, that's okay. But understand something. It is not legalism. It is not legalism to use shiur, even repetitive shiur. And the examples that are giving, I'll give you some example for shiur. Eating, working, business, okay? All of those things can be used to glorify God. Not everybody can be Rabbi Shapira and start traveling around the world and being in synagogue and congregation. It's not easy to do the things that I do, but it does not mean that you cannot use the shiur that God is giving to you and to use the physical in order to bring the Geulah to the land. You can bring the Geulah to the land. The Geulah can come into your business. The Geulah can come when you're dining in. The Geulah can come when you walk along the way. Of course it can. As long, and here's the catch, and that's the point. Geulah is spirit, the land is physical. The physical and the spiritual have to marry. Sure, I do physical things, but even in your physical things, I want to tell you today a word that the heavens telling me. Even today in the physical things, the most physical thing, find a spiritual spark in all physical things. That's what God is telling me to tell our holy community today. That in all physicality, in all things that you do, in all mundane things that you do, in all of those things, there is and has to be a spiritual aspect to everything that you do physically. You know? One of the things that Rebbetzin and I love to do, we love to garden. I don't get to do it a lot. Usually the Rebbetzin is doing it. And there's a lot of mundane things. You have to move dirt and you have to dig holes. And you have to do a lot of physical things when you do that. It's physical. But you know, even in those physical things, you can find the sparks of God. You can find creation. And that's what the Torah is teaching us today. Geulah titnu la'aretz means that you seek the spiritual things in the most physical things that you can imagine doing. Nothing is physical and physical alone. The moment it's become physical alone, it's become a religion and it's become legalism. And you don't want that. The Agad Kala used the expression Nitzotzot Akdosha. Let's understand what it is. You hear me speak again and again about Nitzotzot Akdosha. But what is Nitzotzot Akdosha? Nitzotzot Akdosha is to find the concealed spark of God in everything. And as Yeshua touched the man's eyes and told him, go wash up in Brechat HaShiloach. My prayer for all of us today is that in everything that you do, you will not lose the end goal. And the end goal is Geulah, Everything that you do in the most physical and the most mundane thing should usher, should bring, and you should see and experience Geulah in all of those things. Don't lose sight, mind, and heart of those things, friends. Brothers and sisters, there is a word here for us that is so impactful, that is speaking to me about the spark of holiness. And this idea of Nitzitza Akdosha is the idea that the divine spark is found within any physicality, right? That's why the Torah connected the land to Geulah in everything there is, okay? But there is a spiritual shell that conceals the divine light. And the message here that is given to us in Nagar de Kala is so important, okay? The messages go like that we must engage in physical world. So what does that mean? Yes, you do need to engage in physical things. It's a mistake to think one does not need to engage in a physical thing. Sure you do. You cannot just sit all day and just study Torah all day. That's the problem with the Haredim in Israel. All what they want to do is to engage in the spiritual realm. Let me just sit with a lot of books, pray and daven, and do nothing. Friends, this is against the word of our rabbi. It's against the word of our Yeshua. When the disciples saw Yeshua coming down of heaven, says, and they ask him, Lord, have you come to restore the kingdom? Have you come to restore the kingdom to Zion, to Israel? He says, no, you will restore it. What is Yeshua's message to us? He said to them, you cannot just be so spiritual and to think you don't have to do anything. We cannot talk about Yeshua coming without doing something about this. What do you think we do here in Ahavat Ami? We go and we labor. I think some people think when I go to China or go to Korea, it's a vacation. It's never a vacation. And as a matter of fact, when I come back from the mission trips, I always are coming back with such a low energy. Ask the Rebbetzin. She have to put me like a corpse for a few days. And I cannot like move because I am so physically drained. We cannot be completely spiritual, but we cannot also be completely physical. When the two Malachim saw the disciples, they said to them, men of Galilee, why are you looking and staring into the heaven? In essence, they said to them, why are you so spiritual? Why are you not going to go and become the witnesses of the Mashiach in Jerusalem, in Judea and Judea and Samaria, and in the end of the world? You have to have both. And too many times, people who start their messianic walk, all what they want to focus is on the spiritual. Wow, I bought the entire volume of Midrash and Chuma. Wow, I bought Rashi. Wow, I'm so smart. It's great. It is great to acquire knowledge. That's the Geulah. But the second part, Titnu la'aretz, who are you providing it to? The Torah is asking the question, who are you giving it to? Who are you providing it to? Is the question that the Holy Torah is asking us. We have to understand what is happening right now in the world and why God scattered us. We as Jews are scattered, sparked ourselves. And you say, what do you mean we're scattered, sparked? Well, there are Jews scattered all over the world, even today. And part of what is happening right now in the world and the calamity that the Jewish people are going through is a scattering action. And it is a scattering action, listen to me carefully, with a purpose. With a purpose. Listen to what the Agga de Kala is telling us, and I continue. And it says, the Holy One, blessed be his name, did not exile Israel among the nations, except so that the converts would be added to them. This refers to the gathering of the holy sparks. However, consider this. Had they not seen, and those they have not exiled, how would they have gathered these sparks? Is that sound to anybody like something that Rav Shaul is saying? What the Agra de Kala is saying is confirming the word of Rav Shaul in confirming Romans 11. Romans 11 saying that blindness will come in part to Israel so that the nations will be gathered as the sparks. What the Agra de Kala is saying is this, that Israel has been scattered today in order to go and to redeem the holy sparks. To redeem the holy spark. What is that? Geulah titnu la'aretz. If there are no Jews in Africa, if there are no Jews in Australia, if there are no Jews in Europe, if there are no Jews in North and South America, let me ask you a question. How will the nations will be redeemed? I know it's a shocking thing to you to understand, but a place that have no Jewish people is a place that cannot experience redemption. I say it again. A place that there are no Jews is a place that is so dark and is a place that cannot experience redemption. The Jewish people are still here in the United States of America. You better thank God that the Jews are here. You better protect the Jewish people that are there. Because if there are no Jewish people in the land, it means that there is no chance Geulah, because Geulah is Torah. Torah is Emet, and without those things, there is no Geulah and there is no Mashiach. The Jewish people have experienced scattering in order for the Gentiles to come in. Friends, that's Romans 11. But when I read it and I translated it to you, I was absolutely speechless. This is the purpose. And right now, what is happening? There is an action of Jews returning to the land. But before they're returning to the land, they're going to bring many with them to the land. The land is representing a union with the Shekinah. Okay? I want you to understand this. That the verse, literal, in the Pshat, is speaking about a land that has been sold, that now have to be redeemable. Let me tell you something. If you live in Europe and you're watching me now, your land has been sold to Islam, to a radical Islam. It's been sold already. Right now. Did you hear this morning? Kamala Harris? Did you hear what she said? I'm telling you, it's like a word of witchcraft. It's like I'm listening to witch. What she's saying. She is putting the seed of hatred and anti-Semitism in the heart of Americans now. Not enough that they hate Jews already. I'm telling you, it's causing Jewish people to leave right now. And they will leave. And there is an opportunity for a minimal amount of time for you in the United States of America to redeem your land. But you have to fight for this land. You have to fight for those things before it is too late. And here in the text, it's is used the word bechol. And remember, it is leading us to the jubilee. Chamishim. What you inside the word chamishim? Chamesh. What is chamishim? Flip the word. Meshichim. Messianic. Who is a messianic? What is the definition of messianic? Can somebody tell me what is the definition of messianic? A messianic is somebody who redeemed the land. I'm going to tell you again. You know who is a messianic? A messianic is somebody who is actively in the action of redeeming the land through physical work. The physical becomes spiritual and the spiritual becomes physical. And they are ongoingly in the redemption of the sparks and the redemption of the land. And if I can say something, the best thing I can give you and the Jewish people can give you and those who are watching us in the channel is the tools on how to redeem the land. And you have to redeem it quickly. Why? There is still just a little bit time left. Because at the end of it, there's something that is going to happen. And you need to know what is going to happen. When he said, you must redeem the land. Do you think? Do you believe? Do you believe that the redemption of the land will happen in fullness? No. No. There is going to be just a small remnant that is going to be redeemed. Listen to what it says. Look at the next slide. Look what the Torah is telling us. In the year of Yovel, meaning in the coming of the Mashiach, Tashuvu ish el achuzato. In this year of Jubilee, each one of you will be returning back to his own home. To his own home. The word here in Hebrew, brothers and sisters, the word achuzah, have two meanings. The word achuzah, speaking about people not returning to one home, the Holy Zohar explained to us, but it's represent returning to two different homes. And what are the two different homes people going to return to? Achuzah is come from the Hebrew word achizah. What is achizah? Achizah is a stronghold. You can come back to me. Achizah is a stronghold. Some people will return back to a stronghold. But achuzah is also represent the house of Israel. Look at the Torah. Look what the Torah is telling us here. Achizah and achuzah. Where are you returning to? Will you return with the house of Israel back? Or will you return back to the old way? Well, it's going to be both. It's the separation of the sheep and the goats. And when it's going to occur, right around the time of the Yovel, right around the time of the coming of the Mashiach. There is a reason the world today is becoming polarized. There is absolutely a reason for that. And you need to understand this. Now it says you must provide redemption to the land. He's telling that to the Jewish people. And again, why? Because the Jewish people have a responsibility to redeem the sparks. And here, what we read in the Agra de Kala a minute ago, it says, when the redemption of the spark, which we call the fullness of the Gentiles, that's what it is. When the fullness of the Gentiles occur and complete at this moment, at this point in time, friends, when that is occurring, that's when the Geulah is going to become complete. Why do you think everything right now is so polarized in the world? Why do you think there are nobody in the middle? There's only left and right. Because this is the time where everybody chooses achizah or achuzah. And Israel is right there in the middle, and they should and they have to redeem the holy spark. We as Jewish people need to understand not all the Gentiles are against us, and some of them have a Jewish spark, and we must cultivate it, and we must help them to return, and we must make the path for them to return back to the house of Israel. This is my mandate. This is my calling, not just on Messianic Judaism. Why Messianic Judaism looks so much like Christianity? Why do we bring them back to Christianity? They can already been in Christianity. And on the opposite side, why is it that normative Judaism makes it so difficult on those who want to grab the tzitzit of the Jew to come back? Why are we so machmirim? Both sides do not understand the role and the responsibility. That's how we usher the Geulah. We find the redeemable sparks, and we help them return, and we help them to come back. This is our calling. Listen to what the Holy Zohar said to us on the parasha Be'ar this week. Listen to this. And in the time of redemption occur, there shall be redemption for all. For those who are close to the heart, which is the Shekhinah, and to those who are far. Listen to the language of the Holy Zohar. But to those who are both close, this is what it's meaning by the words of Yeshayahu the prophet. Shalom, shalom to the far and to the near. And the sages established from this to those who are far from sin and to those who are near to the mitzvah. Hallelujah. What a word for us. During this time, by the way, Isaiah 57:19 is the passage for us today. And somebody write in the church, Malaysia have no Jewish people. God help us. Do you know what? I know what's going on in Malaysia because I visit Malaysia. I've been in Malaysia. But guess what? There are people there who are cleaving to the Jewish people. How I know it? Because they're my students. They're Malaysian. They are Malaysian. They're my students. And they're risking their life to be redeemed and redeem spark. And it's a small group. It is a small remnant. Connect to this remnant. Be part of this remnant. It's a remnant move for the nations today. And by the way, the number of Jews will continue to shrink and shrink and shrink as the Jews return to their land. And as they leave, there is a little bit of time left for everybody to connect and be redeemed. Who knows what's going to happen to me, to the Rebbetzin? Who says we are going to be here in America forever? Nothing is guaranteed. You have opportunity right now. Take this opportunity. You never know what's going to happen, beloved. And here the Zohar is saying that during this time, those who are far will be brought in. We call it the Kiruv Rechukim. Right at this moment, we are in the time of Kiruv Rechukim, the time that we bring in those who are far, we're bringing them near. And I urge you to bring those who are far near. And if you are far, today is the day to be brought near, to come near. That's the word Yovel. What does it mean? Hovala, being willing to be led closer. Don't stand from afar. Start to partake on those things. Go right now. Buy the Shavuot book. Start to practice. Don't just show up to our services like a little spectator watching the service. Come to Las Vegas. Be part of those services. Celebrate Moadim. Daven with us. Get the prayer books. Do the things. Come closer. Because this is the mitzvah. Take something that is very far from the ground and to bring it very, very near in the last days. And this is the commission of us, of the Jewish people in this last day. It's used this expression in the time of visitation. That's the word in Aramaic, porkaneh. Like the purkan, those who are close to the Ar, those who are close to the Shekinah, those who are far and near. You see this language in Ephesians chapter 2, but this is the language of the Kabbalah. It's the language of the Zohar. Shaul is using here the language of the Zohar. And he continues. Listen to what it says. It says, next slide. It says, at that time, there is a commandment to blow the shofar as a trua blast on the jubilee. This is what it's written. When a banner is raised to the mountains, you shall see, and when a shofar blown, you shall hear, just as through the blowing of the shofar in the jubilee, all servants go out to freedom. So too in the final redemption. Listen to that. Through the blowing of the shofar, all of Israel will be gathered from the four corners of the world, for they are the servants of the jubilee. Brothers and sisters, one of the names, according to the Kabbalah and not according to the Zohar, one of the name of the Jewish people is the servants of the jubilee. Did you know that? Did you know that the name of the Jewish people, according to the Midrash here, is the servants of the Jubilee? What does that mean, to be the servant of the Jubilee? It means that we work toward the 50th. We work toward the coming of the Mashiach. And those from the nations who come along line right now and they are becoming a worker of the Jubilee, I am challenging you this Shabbat, as we conclude the book of Vayikra, to become the servant of the Jubilee. Become servant for the Jubilee today. What does it mean, the servant of the Jubilee? It's a mystical term, which literally means the slave of the 50th gate. Which, by the way, the 50th gate, 50, it's the 50th gate of the Binah, Look at the Sodot here, look at the secret. The Binah is the word Ben of Yah, the servant of the Binah, the servant of the Son of God. I have a challenge and a call for those of you today who are far or those who brought here. Are you willing to be a servant of the Son of God? You and I are called today to become servants of the Son of God. And the way we become servants of the Son of God, we take things that are very, very physical and we make them very, very, very spiritual. And we take everything physical, starting with our money, starting with our physical possessions, starting with the things that we own, and we make them now spiritual. I'm telling you something. Blessed is the man who takes things that are physical and transform them to the spiritual realm. Those people who have the name, the servant of the Jubilee, which is the same, the servant of Binah, the son of Yah. Those who are reach level 50, which is the level of Meshichim, they will be called the masters of Torah. Look at what it says. The Zohar continue, ve'omer lanu, for among the masters of Torah, listen to this wisdom. For among the master of the Torah, there are those who are serving on the condition of receiving a reward. And there are those who are called the servants of the king and the queen. But regarding the children of the Holy King, it is written in Exodus chapter 19, and I bore you on eagle wings and brought you to me, for they, the children, are the wings of the living creature, the chariot of the chariot. Do you understand what the Torah is telling us here? Exodus 19:4, where God promised that He will carry us on eagle wing, is a picture. I'm going to tell you something right now, earth-shattering and shocking, that will blow your mind. In mystical rabbinic literature, we have this thing that called the chayot. And a matter of fact, during Noah chanting today, he's singing about the chariot of the Merkava. Who are the chariot of the chariot? Those are the angels. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. Those are the angels on the highest realm. They are the top of the top of the angels. The angels have ranking. They call the chariot of the Merkava. So when the Torah was saying, he said, I will carry you on eagle's wing. What the Zohar explained you, and this is a picture of the reward of those who prepare for the coming of the king. You know what? You and I, if we will take the spiritual things and we take the physical thing and we blend them together, we will ride angels. We will ride them. We will ride them. And that's what the Zohar is telling us here today. We can be the riders of the chariot of the chariot. Those are living creatures. Those are the highest angelic things. And you can read it back in Ezekiel vision. He's talking about, okay? The children of the wings are the children of the jubilee. Today I am challenging us to become the children of the wings and to become the children of jubilee and to come closer. And the way you do that today is you redeem sparks, redeem everything, every physical situation, every spiritual root, and every spiritual root can be redeemed through the physical. Don't be so spiritual, but don't be so physical. Be a little bit of both. You know, next week we'll be in the book of Bamidbar. Book of Bamidbar is such a holy book. It's a book that is full of miracles. God will do the miracle before the Mashiach comes. You will walk in signs. You will walk in wonders. You will walk in miracles. You will walk in the supernatural. If your desire is to take things physical and turn them into spiritual. You see, but if you do it for any other reason, those signs, miracles mean absolutely nothing. My challenge to all of you, not just in your money, but in everything you own. Take the physical. Turn to the sons and daughter of the jubilee, sons and daughter of the wing. Turn to those things. Turn to those things. And you will be a chariot rider in the coming of the Mashiach. May Hashem today speak to you, minister to you through this message. God bless you. And may this word resonate with you.